Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost. I am not in sunny Spain, the palm tree. I'm on the windy seafront in Brighton. It is Monday, the 1st of January 2024. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you had a great evening yesterday. And today is a Blu-ray release day, so I'm going to head up to HMV. They don't open till 10 today because it's a bank holiday. But I will go in there, see what is released. I think it's only like 4 or 5 titles out today, and I'm after 2, but 1 came out Christmas Day. So go out there, have a look, see what they got. Go and grab a coffee from somewhere, not a sponsor, and then I'll take you back and show you what I picked up. I'll see you all in a bit. Well, I'm on my way to HMV and trying to kill a bit of time, and I thought I'd show you an update on the hotel that caught fire on the 15th of July last year. I'll put a clip of the video in the corner. This is the front of the hotel. I'll show you the side that was affected by the fire by peeping over the fence. I believe the work has ground to a halt as there's an issue with the hotel paying the demolition company, but that is unconfirmed. And as you can see, they've demolished this entire section. So whether they continue to knock the entire hotel down or rebuild is another matter. I'm not sure what the condition is inside either, if it's salvageable or not. Okay, so it's time for my morning coffee, and this is in Churchill Square, it's the Costa, and I can see they're still using those Christmas cups. Anyway, lovely and quiet in here today, nice and peaceful, calm before the storm. And I noticed this in the window of the Lego store. They got the Avengers Tower next to Gringotts Bank from Harry Potter. Very expensive stuff. Okay, so here I go into HMV. They're advertising the Vengeance film in the front window. But what is on the mannequin today? Well, they put a My Little Pony cardigan on it. Okay, moving on. Here we have Rise of the Foot Soldier, Vengeance, the 6th instalment in the British gangster franchise, which I've not seen. This stars Craig Fairbrass, Jeff Bell, Phil Davis, Sadie Foss and Tara Fitzgerald. So a solid cast there. This is priced at $14.99. And here we have the complete franchise in one set to date. 6 movies in this one. This was released on Boxing Day, and HMV would like £39.99 for this entire set. So under £7 per film. You can also buy just the latest film, Vengeance, on DVD for £9.99. Okay, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman next. This is a B-movie with ropey effects, but it's a fun watch nonetheless. This is put out as a Warner Archive Collections release. It stars Alison Hayes as the giant on the cover, and it's priced at $14.99. Fury next, another Warner Archive release. This Fritz Lang directed film noir from 1936 and stars Sylvia Sidney and Spencer Tracy. This is also priced at $14.99 and comes with a 12 certificate. Another title from the Warner Archives is Adventures of Don Juan, an action adventure from 1948. This one stars Errol Flynn as the title character. This film won the Academy Award for Best Costume Design in the Colour category. This is also priced at $14.99. Escape from Fort Bravo now, a western from 1953 starring William Holden, Eleanor Parker, John Forsyth, William Demarest and William Campbell. This sees Confederates during the American Civil War escape from a Union prison and charts their attempted journey to safety. Hey everybody, welcome back. So I've got a box set to show you. This one I got for Christmas, 2 new titles. Now instead of showing everything I got for Christmas in one go, which I did last year, what I'll do is incorporate them in videos over the next few weeks, maybe months, because I've got quite a few. I'll quickly show you the titles I did get, but then I'll talk about them in more detail over the weeks that are coming. So let's crack on with it. Okay, so on to the gifts. Well, you may remember a year or so ago I bought this Darth Vader mask. Well, my wife kindly bought me a lightsaber, Darth Vader's lightsaber, to go with it. Complete surprise, had no idea she was getting this for me. Just switch it on here. It might not show up so well because of the lights I'm using, but in a minute I will put the mask on, put the blackout blinds down and give you a demonstration of what it looks like in the dark. There are like effects. There's an effects button on the side, which is almost like you're deflecting things, but you can't really see it very well here. So I'll put the mask on, draw the blinds, turn the lights off, and give you the full effect. I'm just trying to turn this off. Quite difficult to do this one-handed. And the button is a sliding thing there. Turn it off. Here goes. Quite enough of that. So this first one is Blackadder, the complete collection, although it says on the back that Baldrick traded the pilot episode for a turnip. This show is a must watch. Last episode, very poignant. This ran from 1982 to 89. Next is Strange New Worlds Season 2. Some of these I paid for with vouchers, so thanks for those who gave vouchers. You know who you are. Right, here is Star Trek Enterprise. It's a little bit too big for my shelves, though. Some creative thinking is needed from me regarding that issue, but a great show. Pop it back on there. I will need to sort that out at some point. Next, I received a TV show. I think this was an American import. It is The 4400, story of 4,400 people that went missing over the course of 100 years. And none of the people have aged a day, nor do they remember what happened whilst they were away. It's a sci-fi show, and it's from 2004 to 2007, not the rebooted one. So next is Blood Money, an Arrow box set which came out last year, July I believe, contains 4 classic westerns made from 1967 to 1970. Okay, I've got a film on loan there, and I think there's one up there as well, yeah. Need to get these films back. Anyway, yeah, Blood Money, 4 classic westerns. Another western, this time Decision at Sundown. This one's 1957, stars Randolph Scott and is directed by Bud Bodacher, and they made a bunch of westerns together, and this was one I was missing from my collection. Another Bo Bodacher directed film, this time it's Escaping the Fog. This one's a crime noir from 1945 which stars Otto Kruger. Yeah, I do like a film noir. Next one is Jet Pilot. This one's from 1957. It's a Cold War romance. This one took a year and a half to film. As you can see, it stars John Wayne and Janet Leigh, aka Jamie Lee Curtis's mother. So here is La Llorona. This is a Mexican 1933 horror film. Yes, I do have a broad taste in movies. This was actually the first Mexican horror film to feature sound. So next is Mr. Sardonicus. This is another horror, this time from 1961, directed by William Castle. It's about a man whose face is frozen into an unfortunate position, just like your mother would have warned you about when you were a child. So here's another film noir. This one's Murder by Contract from 1958, directed by Irving Lerner. He became blacklisted during the McCarthy trials that went on. Another Arrow 4 classic western set. This one is Savage Guns. These were made between 1968 and 1975, and this set came out a couple of weeks before Christmas, so I'm glad to have it in my collection. Secret Ceremony now. This is a thriller from 1968, and it stars Elizabeth Taylor, Mia Farrow, Robert Mitchum, and Peggy Ashcroft. Great cast in this one. Next is 711 Ocean Drive. This is another crime noir. This one's from 1950, directed by Joseph Newman, who did This Island Earth and Human Jungle. Another crime noir. This one is Tight Spot from 1955. It's about Ginger Rogers' character testifying against a crime boss, played by Lorne Greene. Edward G. Robinson is playing the US attorney setting things up. Another crime noir, this one is Undercover Man from 1949, and this too is about putting away a mob boss, and it stars Glenn Ford, and he's made a fair few noir films in his career. This one was directed by Joseph H. Lewis. Slightly more modern now, we have a noir from 1961 called Underworld USA, written and produced and directed by Sam Fuller, and it stars Cliff Robertson and Dolores Dawn, who was in 13 West Street, which I showed on Christmas Day. And finally, we have Vengeance Trails, another 4 classic westerns put out by Arrow Films. These films came out between 1966 and 1970. So, to recap, a lot of westerns and a lot of noir. Anyway, on with the video. First one to show you is King of Queens, the complete show. It's seasons 1 through 9. This is a German release, and I chose this particular release because it's got all the seasons in separate cases. It's just something that I prefer. It's a comedy which ran from 1998 to 2007, and it stars Kevin James as Doug Heffernan. He works for a parcel company as a delivery driver. He's got no ambitions in life. His wife Carrie, played by Leah Remini, she works as a legal secretary, constantly on Doug's case, trying to improve him. Plus she's got this really nasty mean streak in her. Her father lives in their basement. Arthur Spooner, played by Jerry Stiller, as Ben's dad. He's a pain in everybody's backside. Insults just roll off him. It's like water off a duck's back to him. And he's also got a very, very bad temper. And he's as mad as a hatter as well. Alongside them, they've got Doug's best friend Deacon, played by Victor Williams. You've got Spence, played by Patton Oswalt. Daniel, that's Doug's cousin, played by Gary Valentine. Oh, you've also got Holly as well, the dog walker. She also walks Arthur as well. She's played by Nicole Sullivan. Oh, you've also got the Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, playing himself as a neighbour. There's between 23-25 episodes per season, apart from the last season, which only had 13. So 217 episodes overall, with a runtime of 4,736 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So there's the top of the box. You've got an image all the way around. You've got specifications on the bottom. Take the lid off. As I said, you have 9 seasons, all in separate cases. This is also a a very sturdy case. Season 1 has 2 discs. Season 2 has 2 discs. Season 3 has 2 discs. Season 4 has 2 discs. Season 5 has 2 discs. Season 6 has 2 discs. Season 7 has 2 discs. Season 8 has 2 discs. And Season 9 has 2 discs. So that was the entire show of King of Queens. Next one came out Christmas Day. It is Sound of Freedom. This is a crime thriller from last year, directed by Alejandro Monteverde. And let me just say, this is quite a disturbing story to watch. I'm afraid to say the subject matter they cover in this film could and does happen. Disgusting. The film itself opens in Honduras with a woman called Giselle, who's an ex-beauty queen who approaches her father with 2 children. The children are Miguel and Rocio. She tells him that she's willing to take his children on a photo shoot with her in the purpose of turning them into models, but in actual fact she sells them into the sex trafficking trade. The opening credits of this film will make your blood run cold. It shows actual children on CCTV cameras being taken by traffickers, even babies. So we have a special agent of Homeland Security Investigations, a Tim Ballard, being played by Jim Caviezel, who is investigating the whereabouts of these now 2 missing children. And he has to go through some horrible stuff. He has to pretend that he's a child molester himself to gain the trust of an arrested paedophile so he can move along in his investigation. And this is based on actual events as well. And let me just say, Tim Ballard is a better man than I am. I would not have the stomach for this line of work. Tim, through his diligence, he finds Miguel, but not before the unthinkable's already happened to this little boy. His sister, in the meantime, has been shipped off alongside a load of other children out of the country. In fact, I'll leave the story there. This is a must watch if you can stomach it. Also stars Bill Camp as an ex-cartel accountant who helps Tim look for Giselle and then in return Rocio, and Kurt Fuller as well as Tim's boss. It's got a runtime 2 hours 11 minutes. I urge you to watch it. Let's take a look inside. So we have an image on the disc there. We have Jim Caviezel's character Tim Ballard. He's next to the father who's just been reunited with his son Miguel. So that was Sound of Freedom. Okay, next and last is Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. It's a sci-fi horror from 1958 directed by Nathan Hertz, who brought us Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. And this stars Alison Hayes as Nancy Fowler Archer. Now you may know Alison Hayes. She was in the film Zombies of Morital, which is part of the Cold War Creatures box set, which I showed on the 4th of October 2021. In this, she's married to a womanizer named Harry, played by William Hudson, who had a walk-on part in The Red Menace, which I showed on Christmas Day. Harry wants to get his hands on Nancy's vast wealth, but he's cheating on Nancy with Honey Parker, played by Yvette Vickers, who starred in Attack of the Giant Leeches the year after this film. Now, Honey puts the idea of killing Nancy into Harry's head. Nancy, by the way, knows that Harry's cheating on her. Anyway, whilst driving home alone at night, Nancy sees a giant glowing ball stationary on the highway. She stops to investigate. A giant hand reaches out. Escaping, but obviously alarmed, she heads back to civilization, informs the police. They investigate. Obviously there's nothing there when they go there. Later she convinces Harry to go with her, and he actually sees it and drives off when a giant appears grabbing Nancy. The giant's played by Michael Ross, and in a fear for his own safety, he leaves Nancy behind. A little bit later, and through scratches on the neck which have traces of radiation, Nancy starts to grow at an enormous rate. I'll leave the story there, but I will say that there isn't a lot of the 50-foot woman. You don't actually see her till 56 minutes into the film, and the height fluctuates from 15 feet to 50 feet. Still an interesting watch, and with an ending that might surprise you. There's also a lot of hysterical women in this, screaming all the way through. It's only got runtime 65 minutes, so quite a quick watch. Let's take a look inside. So we have a plain blue disc and a double eco case. So that was Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Plan to pick them up or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and try to reply if I have the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free, why wouldn't you? On that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.